Hey there, this is the American Mutt, independent, also a member of the Holy Spirit of Humanity. See, people don't look at the world the way they should. We got people saying, oh, Civil War, uncivil war was all about slavery and freeing the slaves and all that. And no, it wasn't. Never was. It was about economics, it was about money. The North wanted more money from the South. But I'll have people say, no, 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 no. The black people suffered. The black people suffered. Only blacks ever been slaves. Wow, you're way off on that. But they still wouldn't believe you. They said, nah, you can't prove it. All right, let me see. So uncivil war ended slavery, right? No more slavery. People were treated fairly, right? Right. Most Democrats would say that, right? Um, what are unions for? Why do you need unions? Everybody's treated fairly, right? Fair wage, all that. No? So slavery really didn't end? People mistreating people, using money, ownership. See, I love how people think shit ends. It never has. Now, I trace slavery back all the way to the beginning, pretty much of money. So money and slavery pretty much go hand in hand. That's why I always thought it funny when women were freaking out. They wanted to be in the workforce. They wanted to become the slaves. The workforce that needs unions. Remember all them actors and all them writers? Why'd they need to go on strike? There's no slavery. They got fair wages. No? So slavery still exists in America, huh? Mm-hmm. So when you sit there and say that only blacks were ever enslaved, or only this group ever got set free, or this group had special privileges, you're wrong. You're totally wrong. Unions were formed because it was mostly white men being used as slaves. Quit saying that shit. They don't like the truth. You know who wouldn't get in trouble for the blackface thing? Every last man that came out of the coal mine. And women. There were a few. Would you yell at a coal miner because he has blackface? And I take coal miners personal because they killed my grandfather, Black Lung. But he wasn't a white guy anyway, so doesn't really mean anything, does he? Just another Native American that got killed off. One of 5 million. Oh, we're supposed to forget about that one too. We argue about slavery. We argue about people taking people unlawfully. Aren't we at war for that? Even though we have law enforcement doing it every day in this country. Kind of weird how it works. There was that Indiana girl, it's an 18-year-old girl. She got unlawfully taken for not getting her license. Get them papers quick. And yet we don't declare war. I don't want to. I want peace. That's why I want Kennedy. But should we declare war on the police? No. We should get corrupt cops out, yes. They should have to study civil rights and the Constitution for at least 6 months, yes. They should wear head cameras on their head so that they can't cover it up and have no control over it, and have a separate voted in council that if you get nailed for bribery, we will personally throw you in jail for. Hold them accountable. But yeah, for anybody who wants to say slavery ended after the uncivil war, then we don't need unions. right? Maybe you don't know anymore. Um, Slavery never ended. And as long as money exists, it never will. People be a slave to a drug, slave to money. Look at Elon and all these rich yahoos. Their whole life is money, 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 money. They're a slave and they don't even know it. People are slave to the internet, slave to fame, slave to music, slaves to everything. It's just a matter of whether it holds you back or moves you forward. I'm a slave to knowledge. I always keep learning and learning and learning. I love math, and math never stops. But when you want to run and say that slavery did end during Civil War, which it didn't, or you want to say that only blacks have ever been enslaved, which other groups have, or you believe that every union is worthless. The unions were, what, to represent the people, so that, what, the employer wouldn't rip them off and treat them like slaves. But you can believe it, Democrats. You can believe it, Republicans, that slavery ended in the United States. Oh, yeah, what? Then you better not be taking money from the unions. We don't need unions anymore in the United States, right, Democrats? Right, Republicans? Because there is no slavery. We have Fair Workers Act. We don't need unions. Kind of weird how it seems like we need unions. But that would be impossible because slavery ended and everybody's treated fairly. And no. Cops, judges, all politicians are above the law. So we're not even treated fairly by the people we voted in, or by the people that say they enforce the law who violate it by being above it. We're all slaves. Maybe now we can all vote independent, put a Kennedy back in the White House, free us from the insanity, Democrat, Republican, Democrat, Republican. You don't get shit fixed when you keep doing insane things. Both sides are fucking totally corrupt. Both sides. It's all about the highest bidder in Congress. It's all about the highest bidder in Washington. They're going to give billions to Ukraine while we have homeless people in America. They're going to give billions to Ukraine while we have a problem with our medical field. That billions could pay everybody's medical bills for over a year. No, we need to send it to Ukraine because blowing up the planet is so good on the environment. When people spend $1 billion on a war machine, they're not out to fix the environment. They're out to trash it. That's it. Straight out. Kill people, end lives, trash the environment, end all humans' freedom. Vote Democrat. Vote Republican. They'll give your taxpayers money to every last one. But hey, when it comes to government jobs, they'll tell you, well, we can't vote on the budget if we can't borrow a trillion more dollars. Every time. I've never seen the deficit raised, 18 times this year, right? Let's raise it 40 more times. We'll threaten more government jobs. We'll threaten more workers. And we'll say we need the money so we can give it to Ukraine. So they can buy our weapons. Yeah, that's the insanity. Our government runs its business like a used car market. We'll loan you the money, but you buy our products. That way they can put Americans to work destroying other humans and blowing up the planet. I hope they're getting carbon credit at Boeing and all these war contractors. You give them, they probably have a solar panel that lights their bathrooms. So give them trillions in tax breaks. While you get billions to other countries. Well, Our children are stupid, literally, because the education system totally failed. Our colleges, you got a bunch. Hey, you student loans, you don't need it paid. He had to give the money to Ukraine. He has to give it to Israel. You college kids ought to know that Joe Biden wants to blow up the planet to help save it, because that's how Democrats save the planet, by destroying it. That's how Republicans do it, but that ain't shock. Hell, a Republican will blow up their own mother if you offer them the right amount of money. They know it. There's no say. They just ask God for forgiveness, and they're done. They get to go to heaven. But you Democrats, you don't have that God. So who you going to be? Well, you're not accountable. We hear about the problems with women in America not being able to get an unwanted child removed. What about the women in Palestine that can't even go to the hospital? What about the ones that watch their child just be crushed by bombs? Nah, they're not children. They're not human, right? And I'm for Jewish people escaping their religion too. If you're Jewish, your religion is fucking nuts. They believe in genocide. And no God would protect the genocidal people. You know, God created all humans. So only certain groups get to go back. You see how insane your religion is? But then again, we're in a country that says they hate gun violence, but we just gave $1 billion to Ukraine to buy guns from us. They hate gun violence that they can't control. That's what Democrats should say. If they know their guns can blow up children in hospitals, then they're fine with it, as long as they're outside the country. Vote Democrat. Vote Republican. Ukraine needs another $1 trillion. The homeless veterans, you can stay on the fucking street. Ukraine needs that money. You women and men stuck in addiction, keep it going. Ukraine needs that money. All you war veterans that are suffering and can't get proper medical care, fuck you. Ukraine needs that money. And Joe Biden and their Democrats and Republicans will give them trillions. Don't worry, they're going to threaten your job. Isn't it time for them to take their 4-month vacation? I mean, they're so hardworking, sitting on their ass. I guess shoving that money in your wallet or purse. Yeah, I guess that would be hard. Listening to the auctioneers, you know, the lobbyists. We need $50 billion for planes. So let's go bomb another country, and we'll give them money, and then they'll buy our planes. Instead of just creating American jobs like in the auto industry or like in electric manufacturing or like in anything else. No. God damn it. No, I forgot. We're Democrats. I'm not. I'm an independent. I love life. I'm just using you Democrats as a perfect example of what not to be. Because you people are horrible. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be nice. But you want to give billions to a country that is destroying the planet because you don't understand, Democrats, that bombs aren't good for the environment for some reason. I don't know why Democrats can't figure that out. But they're not. A president says he wants to cut down gun violence, is giving a country $1 billion to buy guns. I guess 1 billion guns ain't shit. No. And these guns will be all through Europe. Don't worry. Biden knew all this. He wants it so Europe can fall apart too. Yeah, Biden's a piece of shit. So is Trump. Trump will do it just for the money. At least he'll tell you. He told you he'll be a dictator for a day. He'll sell America for a couple $1 trillion. He said. He's only a dictator for one day. That means he can do whatever he wants for one day. So you Americans, get off Trump's land. It's only one day that he takes over. Oh, wait, then it's his land So get off his land. It's only one day of a dictator, right? He slaughters half the country. It's only one day of a dictator. Germany only had one day of a dictator, and then another day, and then another day. But it only started as one day. So you Republicans can go pray to God. Stay out of the voting poll unless you're going to vote for Kennedy. Because Trump will sell out the country in 3 seconds. He needs to be a billionaire. He's got that ego thing. How much are... Hey, Iran? I mean, he's already telling you to buy gold. And you're too stupid, Republicans, to actually look. $2,550 gold's at right now. That means that the Iranian economy went up by 15%. You just made Iran 15% richer. Way to go, Republicans. Buy that gold. Because you're too stupid to look who it actually backs up. See, both parties suck. Both parties just suck. If independents don't win, then just put an auctioneer in Congress, Senate. We already know Joe Biden will do whatever BlackRock tells him to do, so you don't need an auctioneer there. Joe Biden gets his money directly from the parasite. Hey, how about this, Joe Biden, since you have a problem with communist infiltration? Why don't we go through BlackRock's files? You know, the one that owns our power grids, at least here in Pennsylvania. Let's go through their file and see if they have any communist influence involved with BlackRock's files. I'd be willing to bet there's probably more than a few Chinese or Russian or Iranian now, Indian, Saudi Arabian, Ethiopian, South African, Brazil. I know I'm missing one. Who am I missing? I know I'm missing one more. But you know, the members of the BRICS, BRICS, you might want to look it up. If any of them countries have money invested in the U.S., now I know for a fact that Saudi Arabia doesn't shitter. So shitter needs to be shut down. Saudi Arabia is now an ally of the Communist Party, the BRICS. The two largest populations in the world, China and India, are now allies. But don't worry. Joe Biden has his plans. He'll bankrupt Russia. China can take over Russia easily. Putin's too stupid to see it. He'll spend his money on Ukraine. U.S. will give billions to Ukraine while they let homeless die on the street. While they don't do anything about immigration. But hey, Ukraine needs to blow shit up, or it is not fixing the environment, right, Democrats? Right? The best way to fix global warming is just all-out nuclear war, right, Democrats? That's your plan? World War III? It's not a great plan. But you can come join us in the Independent Party. You can vote for my candidate, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr., or you can just sit back and let the Democrats and the Republicans sell America to the highest bidder. Because that's all it has been happening the last 50 fucking years with Democrat, Republican insanity. Be safe, be strong, come join us. Leave the hate at the door, though. My hatred towards these groups is being used constructively, finding loopholes in their stupidity. But violence doesn't solve shit, just brings up more violence. Be safe, and you're never alone.